Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and I'm doing a new video. I want to start keeping track of all the manga I buy every month. So this is all the manga I bought in the month of November. And I'm telling you right now, I calculated, I had my receipts. I spent well over after tax over 350 on manga this month, which is for me a lot. I usually don't spend that much. I'm maybe 80, 70, 80 bucks here and there, but I really had a lot of stuff that I needed for the collection and to continue reading. These are in no particular order. Some of these are new releases from the month of November. Some of these are older that I'm just trying to complete some sets and full runs of, just like I do with my comics. So yeah, no particular order at all. Not even alphabetical order. They're just here in a stack. So let's go over stack number one. First up, I got Rooster Fighter Volume 2. I like kaijus, toku stuff, toku inspired manga and shows, which I obviously, if you're on the channel and you've seen any of my other videos or my tweets, you know this about me. Rooster Fighter's cool. I really love this series. I'm about to read this. I actually just picked this one up a couple days ago. So basically, it's a rooster that fights kaijus, but it's the normal size of a rooster. It's very entertaining. I highly recommend it. Next up is Momo the Blood Taker Volume 2. I just finished Volume 1. I picked it up in October. I was just instantly drawn into it. I really enjoy this. It's detective, noir, crime, thriller, all the things I like for a genre. So Momo Volume 2. Next up, uh obviously I'm on a blue lock kick. I have not hid that. I like soccer. I'm a big soccer fan of soccer. I played soccer for a better part of from the age of like 4 or 5 all the way up until my late teens. So Blue Lock Volume 3 I picked up. I'm excited to check this out. I know there's an anime. I plan on watching it at some point, but I've just been enjoying reading the manga for now. Um, Next up, new release, Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend Volume 3. I believe this is the last volume of it. I don't think it's getting a volume 4. I think this is the end of that short side arc run with Sumi. Obviously, I'm a big fan of rom-coms from manga and anime, and Rent a Girlfriend I really enjoy, even though I have my issues with the anime. I even stopped reviewing the anime because I didn't want to watch it week to week. I didn't have time, so I'm going to binge watch the anime at some point. But I Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend Volume 3, so I believe now that is done. I don't think there's a Volume 4. Next up, the I really like this. I like some wholesome manga sometimes. So I got volumes 4 and 5 for Hitomi Chan is Shy Around Strangers. I really like on a whim. My friend Andrew I bring up on the podcast. I talk about it on the podcast. We always recommend manga and anime to each other. He said I should check this out and I would enjoy it. I bought volume 1. I read it all in one sitting. I went out and bought volumes 2 and 3, and then I was like, oh, I completely forgot 4, and then 5 came out. I was like, I forgot these came out. I'm gonna go pick these up. So volumes 4 and 5 of Hitomi Chan is Shy Around Strangers. Next up, I found volume 1 of this. Well, me and my wife were on our honeymoon in New York. I went to manga bookstore, and it's called Monster. This is volume 2. I really like this. So basically, this girl can see monsters and like the humans as monsters, this and that. Very entertaining. Volume 2. I'm gonna check this out. I didn't even finish volume 1 yet. I'm halfway through it. So I'm probably gonna sit down and read those, and I might do a video about it at some point. Another recommendation from a friend of mine, In the Land of Leodal, volume 2 just came out. I like this. This is like, I don't know, like I'm not a big fan of these like fantasy world style like manga. I'm really not, but like this one is just very lighthearted, and and it has some humor to it. I like I'm really digging this. It's really good. I'm gonna read volume 2 at some point. I have a backlog of stuff I need to read. That's why I'm like, did I really need to buy all this manga? Next up, uh these are the ones that I'm gonna be judged for the most because my friends kind of roasted me a bit, but one of my other friends actually thought it was hilarious. I finally found volumes 1 and 2 of 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. I like, you know, Don't Toy Miss Nagatoro, Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, My Dress Up Darling. So this was kind of like a no-brainer because it's, the character has, is part of like a manga club, and these other girls that cosplay join, and they start like messing with them. And I was like, you know what? I haven't read it yet because I just picked those up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like the premise alone got me hooked in, and I always ask my friends, give me vague premises without any spoilers. So I was like, you know what? And I was like, I'm gonna enjoy that. Me and my wife was just like saw the covers of it. She's like, "What are you reading?" Oh, sidebar. I know behind me there are gaps on my bookshelf. I put them on the shelf. I took everything down that I bought in the month of November. Uh, Luckily, I always take photos when I buy new manga, and I share it with my group chat of us who buy a lot of manga. So luckily, I knew everything I bought in November. Next up, these weren't full price. This is a run I'm trying to get everything for. These were actually $10 each at Book Off. I finally got volumes 7 and 8 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 for High Rise Invasion. So I'm slowly chipping away at getting that full set. I read the first 4 volumes. There's 2 volumes per book. And then these things are expensive. Like, retail $20. Book Off usually has them for like $17, which I mean, yeah, you're saving $3, but they started putting them down to $10 each. So I picked up those 2. I plan on going back and getting 9, 10, 11, and 12. If they're still $10, if all the rest of them are $10, I'm just gonna clear out and get everything all the way up to 19 or 20 or whatever it is. Like I will clear the rest of everything they have in their inventory to almost complete that run. Another one, I do like my Toku Super Sentai Ultraman inspired manga. No secret, I don't hide it, as I always said. I finally found volume 1 of Infinity Force. The cool thing about this is it's got like a nice little, like that nice hard, high stock quality paper on the cover. I haven't read it at all yet, but I was like, you know what? It's Toku inspired. I'm probably gonna enjoy this. There's no way I won't. So I'm excited to actually start reading that, and then I can hunt down the rest of the volumes because I think that manga's been out for like 4 or 5 years now. Another one I've actually been hunting down. It was finally back in stock at Barnes and Noble. Death March to a Parallel World, or Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody, Volume 1. I'm bad with the really long manga names. I like when they're quick and to the point. Um, yeah, this was recommended by a friend Andrew again, and I was just like, when he came out for the wedding. We were, manga hunting, which I should have did a video for. Actually, I did do a video about it. So if you go back on my channel to one of my podcasts around early August, I go over all my haul and I go over the manga I bought. But yeah, this one I could not find. I think he got one of the last copies. So I finally, almost 3 months later, found a copy of that manga, and I'm excited to actually read it. Next up, so I already have volume 1 of this. I've read volume 2 and 3 digitally on my Kindle, which I'm gonna do another video going over like digital manga that I've been buying, and like just my library digital, because I don't have a lot of space. I have maybe 200 volumes of manga on my bookshelf here, but I have a crap ton on my Kindle Fire HD 10. So I got volumes 2 and 3 of The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. I love this. I love rom-coms so much. And I'm not really a big fan of harem manga or anime, but something about this is really intriguing, and the comedy elements of it balance the lewd and everything else out really nicely. And actually, I love the different characters and their depth and their different characteristics. So I'm I'm excited for volume 4 and everything else to come out because I've already read the first 3 on my Kindle, and then I finally found volume 2 and 3 physical to have in my collection. Because, sidebar, usually if I'm reading something digital, I don't buy physical versions of it unless I really like it and I want it in my collection. Prime example, Chainsaw Man. I have the first 4 volumes physical. Am I ever going to get all the other ones? Probably not. I don't have bookshelf space for that. It's the same issue I have with Demon Slayer. Next up, I already did a review for this. It'll probably go live before this video goes live, but volume 1 of Go Go Loser Ranger from Negi Haruba, who wrote Quintessential Quintuplets. He created that. I'm a huge fan of Quintessential Quintuplets. Actually, I think around the time this video goes live, the box set 2 of the manga will be released, and I can't wait to get that because I only read up to volume 7 of the manga. I've watched the anime, but I'm excited to finally, finish that from a manga standpoint. Another one that intrigued me, I got this on a whim at Book Off for Volume 1. And when I was back at Book Off again, I actually got Volume 2 of Fly Me to the Moon. The weird, not just a rom-com, but like space related. And I'm just like, you know what? I find this really intriguing. This is definitely something I want to read more of. I know it's a pretty long series, but I'm I'm enjoying it, and I look forward to reading volume 2 of the manga. Sorry about that. I'm back. I have a little fresh kitty who wants to go and run and knock stuff over. Go behave. All right. So where did I leave off? Oh yeah. Next up, I've picked up. It's not the newest volume. I believe the newest volume is not. It just came out, volume 5. But I got volume 4 of Time Stop Hero. I'm not even gonna explain this. I think anyone who knows about this manga already knows what it's about, what happens in it, and I just think it's hilarious. Obviously, like that's kind of like my mo for manga. And I mean, yeah, Time Stop Hero Volume 4 was my most recent pickup for that run. 5 is out. They didn't have it in stock, so I will have to go back and check when they do. Um, I'm kind of I'm not gonna count it because it hasn't been delivered yet, but due to Cyber Monday deals and this and that, I did do a big order from Books a Million because they were doing buy two get one free, and also with the deal, like I had a 15% off on top of it. Picked up a lot of stuff, but that's not here yet, so that might be a separate Books a Million haul video. But I was able to hunt down and find, and I've been trying to find these for a while. They've been out of stock almost everywhere, but I finally got volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Call of the Night. I am a fan of vampires. I am a fan of stuff like that. I didn't watch the anime. I haven't read. I read one. I read the first chapter, and that was it. And I was talking to my friends about it, and I was like, "Man, I really want to find that." He's like, "No, you want to find those. That's a really good series. You would enjoy it." So yeah, volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Call of the Night. Now, let me go into one of my favorites. One of my favorite runs. I out of whim started watching the anime, and then I got hooked after season 1, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy every volume of manga. I'm gonna read this constantly. But I did. I'm 2 volumes behind after these, or 3, because 12 just came out. I got volume 8 and 9 of Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro. Um, this is one of the few mangas where I have more than one copy of one because I have volume 1 regular, but then I have the Books a Million exclusive cover as well. I really enjoy the anime. I'm loving the manga. This is one of my favorite mangas I started reading this year, even though I think it started printing last year. But I'm really enjoying it. It's good. It's one of my favorite current manga that's still ongoing that I am reading. Um, and another one I picked up from Square Enix manga is I got Other Side Picnic Volume 2. I finished Volume 1, and I was like, you know what? Like I've heard about this a few times. I've had friends talk about it. I picked up Volume 1 a couple months ago, and then I completely forgot that there was going to be a Volume 2. And on a whim at Barnes and Noble, I saw Volume 2 on the shelf, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it because I want to read this. So that's definitely on my like not my priority read list, but it is definitely up there. And then lastly, 3 volumes that I got from Book Off, and I only got them for $5 each, which was a great deal, honestly, $5. Finally getting to add to my collection and finalizing it and finishing it off. Volume 16, 17, and 18 of Yokai Watch. I'm a huge Yokai Watch fan, and I have been reading all the manga, and I'm actually starting to do a rewatch, no pun, actually pun intended, of the anime. And I was just like, you know what, $5 each. I can't say no to that deal. That is a good deal. Is that Book Off? They always do good manga deals every once in a while. I was like, I need to get in on that. I need to buy that, and so I can read them because I did read all the way up to volume 15. I do enjoy it. Like I was like, oh, finally. Because I think it's still in print. I think there might be a volume 19. I'm not sure. Actually, I should probably double check so I don't sound like an idiot. Um, but yeah, that is it for everything I bought in November for manga. Like that's a good amount. I mean, or manga. I don't know. I always say manga and people get mad. Then I say manga and people say like whatever. I do have my tablet. Yes, sticker by CV illustrations. Love it. And that's where I read a lot of my other digital stuff, a lot of my graphic novels, and my other manga. Eventually, I will go over what I'm reading on there in a separate video because I read a lot of manga. That's like what I'm doing with time. A lot of people watch like TV shows, this and that. Like me and the wife will watch Netflix, watch a movie here and there, but most of the time, I'm just relaxing, reading manga, maybe playing the Switch, or then that's really it. Like that's what I choose to do in my free time. I love manga and reading it so much. But that is my November haul, and altogether, like I said, before tax it was about 321, and then when you factor in tax, everything, it came out to slightly over about 350ish, 360ish, I believe, because some of the ones I bought, at Book Off, where they were cheap and the tax in it, and then a few things, I don't know which ones. A few of them I got on like Mercari and stuff like that, and I used like my store balance that I had from me selling stuff. So that is that is it. That is all the manga I bought. If I had to pick one of my favorites out of all of these, it's going to be, and I should have just left it on the side. Easily, Go Go Loser Ranger is like my pick of the month for November. This is such a good manga. I even did a review for it, which I don't normally do, but I do want to try and get into more manga reviews and going over my hauls. So every month there will be a haul video on the channel. So if you want to see more manga stuff, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let me know what you picked up this month. I'm curious and what you're reading. If you have any recommendations based on what you just saw that I haven't mentioned, it's something you want me to check out, please let me know. That's where I find a lot of TV shows, anime, and stuff like that. Is people will comment or on Twitter or even on my videos and like give me suggestions, and I'll actually check that stuff that out because I'm always open to suggestions and I'm always looking for something new to read. With that being said, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.